high-fiving, I guess you'd call that. No handshakes, but you know, this event has a lot of tradition, so they'll break tradition there.
Well, like we said before, Jan, it's a major title. $20,000 up for grabs here.
Dana Miller-Mackey, qualified third, had the choice, has elected to bowl first. And a great opening shot by Dana. Leanne Barrett now up. Leanne Barrett, as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, she made it through the contenders bracket. She lost early on. After you qualify, you have to bowl 3-game matches, and it's a series total. She lost, went into the contenders bracket, and had to bowl all day to get back to this.
That's right, Jen. She bowled 3 more matches than anybody on this in this match right here.
Tish Johnson, first look at her, leaving a 7-pin. And she's playing to the crowd already, something she does very well, that being Tish Johnson. Dana up now in her second frame. This match moving very quickly. It's the same as our normal format with 3 players bowling the opening match. Dana going a little bit high. And all players clean through the first frame. All of the players in the telecast, with the exception of Brenda Norman, have a wealth of experience out here.
And Brenda is gaining that experience lately. She's made a couple of telecasts and getting used to this television format.
Leanne Barrett, another player who really needs to win this if we're looking at Bowler of the Decade.
One of her goals lately definitely has been to win a major title, and this is the first major title of her 1999 season.
Tish Johnson now up in the second. Yeah, big strike for her. Through 2, Leanne Barrett leads by 10 pins, the only one with a double so far in this match. And Dana is up now in the 3rd frame on lane 43 here at All-Star Bowl. And again, high for Dana.
That's right. Dana this week said that straighter is better for her, and I think she's probably going to have to look at getting a little bit more firm at the foul line, going a little bit longer down the lane with the ball.
4th championship appearance here for Leanne Barrett. She's having a great year. Already won 1 title this year. Starting it off big.
That's a scary sight right there when you see that ball hit the pocket, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Ooh. And that's a difficult spare anyway. You have to hit high enough on the 2-pin to carry out the 8.
Well, there's several ways to miss it. That's definitely correct. Well, we're going to look at Tish right here. And she had a pretty good opening, 2 frames. She did hit the pocket in both frames. She went flush the second frame, left a 7-pin this first one, but that could be a little bit of nerves.
And there's a double for Tish Johnson. 229 average you saw for the week. These scores very high this year for the queens. Normally a queens, just to make the cut, is a 200 average or less. This year it was 203. Dana back on strikes. Took your advice.
Jumping right back in there. A little bit firmer, that shot.
So interesting, the scores, and you can tell maybe because of the scores being so high, a lot of very experienced players made it. Really, the Queens is up for grabs. Anybody can make a telecast, and that's why so many people bowl the event. Broke her string, leaving a 9-pin for Leanne Barrett, but tripped out the 4. This is Tish's first appearance in 1999. And you heard her. She knew it off her hand.
She definitely knew it off her hand. Got a little bit quick that time. I think she needs to take a little bit more time. It's been quite a while since she's been on the telecast. Look at the ball going way out to the left. Did not even have a chance to get to the head pin. She knows how to make this. Got to send the ball to the right of the head pin.
Leanne covers her spare to to the right of the head pin and then shoot the head pin over into the 7. Oh, and that was close, but Leanne Barrett is in the lead. We'll be back with more from All-Star Bowl after these messages. And we have coaches on hand for all 3 players today. Jeff Benoit of Brunswick, Bill Calhoun of Visionary, and Del Ballard of Ebonite. Dana now up in the 8th frame. And didn't quite make it.
Messenger just a little bit short there.
Leanne Barrett working on a strike in the 7th, can take her lead to 35 pins with another strike here. 29 career 300 games. How many do you have, Lisa?
No, don't even know.
You don't know?
No.
Now, how do you explain that to the people at home?
No, I'm kidding you. About 15. Not even close to Leanne, about 15.
Another strike for Leanne. Dana steps up in the 8th frame.
And watch the power game of Leanne. Look at the knee bend, the extension. Look at the pin action. Well, she knew she had that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tish Johnson now up in the 8th, now trailing Leanne by 35 pins. Really needs to get some strikes going.
Well, that was a big help right there. Stayed down on that shot. You know, I've watched Tish for 20-something years out on tour, and I can see her in her approach. I can see her pop up a little bit. Her legs don't stay down like they should sometimes, and I can see that. And especially in, you know, in pressure situations, you know, when it comes up, I can see that. And right that shot, she did stay down.
And Dana, disaster for her, 4-6-10, going high on the nose. Leanne Barrett now up in the 9th, can really put the pressure on Tish. She won the Greater Atlanta Open. First tournament of the year. Another strike for Leanne. She pretty much has this in control now. Lisa, 3 left-handers made the telecast, 2 right-handers. For most of the week, their shot hasn't changed a tremendous amount because they didn't have as much play on the left side with 400-plus right-handers out here. Now, what do you think the difference is on the show? You have 2 lefties, 3 of them warmed up on this pair. You think that's affecting their shot?
Absolutely, definitely, Jan, it is. I think their side's going to start to hook a little bit more, and they're going to see more hook. They're going to have to move a little bit right with their feet, maybe open up just a little bit more, send the ball to the left. And during the week, you know, maybe they weren't used to that.
What do you see when you're in the dark?
I need a little excitement.
The humans want me.
The most important part of the story, the ending.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Movies channel.
You stole my story.
I don't believe I know you.
You're up there all alone. Anything could happen and nobody would know.
What do you want from me?
The ending.
New this month and streaming free. Only on Zumo Play.
Woke up this morning, now watch me step. The week was murder. I'm gonna get rid of the stress. I'm feeling lighter. I'm finally feeling like I can breathe. The night is calling. Tension, gonna blow in the breeze. We're rolling downtown. We're grooving to the sound. We're rolling downtown. The weekend's here.
She was the queen of the outlaws, Her Highness Cat Baloo.
Now streaming on the Free Movies page, only on Zumo Play.
Well, 6-pin. Tish really needed to carry that strike in the 9th. Dana Miller-Mackey, who set all those records this week, including 2 300s, the second person ever to do that in the history of the Queens. The other one, that lady right there, Tish Johnson. In fact, 7 300s have been shot in the entire 39-year history of the Queens, 4 of them shot by Dana Miller-Mackey and Tish Johnson.
Right. Well, 2 300s in any tournament, I don't care where you are, much less a major, is a huge accomplishment. And throwing 12 in a row is hard, much less twice. Dana also wanted to send congratulations to Adrienne. She won the Coca-Cola Junior Tournament in her state of New Mexico. And she wanted to say, go get him, Adrienne.
Way to go, Adrienne. That's her niece. All
right.
And Leanne now leaving a 4-pin, but it really doesn't matter. Leanne has wrapped up this first match. And really tough finish for Dana after the great week she had. Strike after strike. Her low game of the tournament came yesterday. It was 178, and that was about 30 pins lower than any other game she had bowled. So this does not symbolize how she bowled all week. Tish Johnson stepping up in the 10th, but as I just mentioned, has no chance here. Of course, the fighter she is, she still wants to strike out, I'm sure.
That's right. I mean, Tish only had one series under 6 1/4 for a 3-game set all week. So, and she shot 550, but she did win that match. So it shows that it was probably a tough pair. She'll be back.
Not to mention she's bowling hurt. Well, Leanne Barrett moves one step closer to the tiara.
We always have to remember, start first, finish last. So she either wanted Leanne to finish on the right lane, or she wanted to get it over with.
Strike for Leanne Barrett. What a great stat that was. 7 events, 7 cashes, 4 top 5 finishes.
Well, one of her goals this year was not to miss a cut. And so far, so good.
On pace. Brenda Norman now up in the first frame. Brenda made the show 2 weeks ago, so 2 shows out of 3. That's a great start for Brenda Norman. That was the double show, and she was paired up with Carolyn Doran Ballard. Yeah, she strikes. Brenda Norman is very small in stature. We asked her how she generates her power.
Almost impossible split, 4, 6, 7. She's just going to go get 2. She knows it's early in the match. She's going to take the count and run and make a better shot next time.
And now, as you've noticed, we are back to our regular match play style format with 2 bowlers. Leanne Barrett now steps up in the 2nd frame. I do want to mention there is, again this week, a $50,000 bonus by MasterCard for a 300-game bowled. And our tournament director, Rick Ramsey, ordered up a 300 before this match started. So I guess it's on Leanne's shoulders, and it's still going.
There you go. There's 2 in a row.
Only 2, but
only 10 to go. Boy, Leanne has so much power. Look at the extension that she got through that shot. You're going to see a ball coming at you pretty hard, a lot of revolutions. Looks like the ball finished pretty high in the pocket, but no problem. 7-9 was the last one to fall.
She leads by 22 pins through just 2 frames because of that split by Brenda Norman. I mentioned Rick Ramsey being our tournament director. That's the PWBA. Now, Ruth Williams is the Queen's tournament manager. She is the one who ran this event all week and did a fine job. Another strike for Leanne Barrett. Brenda Norman stepping up. In fact, Ruth Williams is sitting off camera because she wanted to be on hand to run around and get stuff as we needed it up here in the booth. We want to thank her.
As she did all week.
Yeah, I want to thank her for her efforts.
Both of these players very versatile. They can change hand positions, they can change speeds, they can change angles. Doesn't matter what they have to do. They will do what they have to do to strike.
Leaving a bucket. Now, the last match last night against Dee Dee, this looks like what Brenda had. She'd miss a little left, she'd hook, get a little right, it would hang.
You're going to see a little bit of hang right here, as we were talking about. Left the bucket, 2, 4, 5, 8. difficult spare. She has to there's a couple ways to hit it. Hit the 2-pin pretty flush left or right, but you also want to guard against chopping it. If you hit a little bit too much in the center, you're going to leave the 5-pin. You don't want to do that.
Just enough. Just enough. There's a look at Ted and Dolores Norman, Brenda's parents, on hand because, as we mentioned, Brenda is local. Actually lives in Indianapolis.
They travel with her to quite a few tournaments, and they're huge supporters of Brenda. They're her biggest fans. You can see them up in the back on the concourse jumping around many times.
And Kathy Dorn's in the truck doing these graphics, reading my mind, because I was just going to say that Brenda's best finish is 4th. So she's going to better that today, no matter what she does. Yeah, there she goes. Great shot. Brenda sometimes starts a little slow, but once she gets pumped up and motivated, look out.
Well, she said in several matches that she bowled this week, and they're all 3-game matches, by the way. So, you know, you take that first game, sometimes you get a little bit slow, a little bit lazy. You pump up for the second and third games, and she did come back in quite a few of her matches.
But neither of these players can afford to do that today. Now they have to change their mental aspect or approach to this because they only have one game, do or die.
Did that come back from a long way? I think that was about out to, what, 3-4 board?
Yeah, definitely right of her target.
Look at the power of Leanne Barrett. Well, there it is. 3-4 board. We're going to see it come in, just splatter the pins everywhere. They didn't have a chance. She has 4 in a row. Only 8 to go. Only 8.
Only 8. Sounds like a piece of cake.
Not
Easy for you to say after winning last week. You know.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Nice going, by the way. It was a great tournament for you.
Well, I still can't believe it.
Believe it.
And there's hope for us all.
Believe it. I witnessed it. There's number 5.
Well, we're gonna see that ball definitely did not get nearly as far right. And that's going to show you the shot that Leanne Barrett has. I'm going to tell you what, when you got something like that, you could take it all the way.
Definitely has some area. Brenda qualifying second with a 207 average. Six-pin laying down in the channel. She's not looking very happy at the moment, of course. She's a very serious side when she's bowling, but boy, she's off the lanes. What a bubbly personality.
Yes, she is.
Covers up the 10-pin. Queen's titleist of the 90s. Patty Ann in 90, Dee Dee Davidson, who you'll see later today, Cindy Coburn Carroll.
And who is that in 1993, Jan Schmidt?
Lisa Wagner, 96, Sandy Postma, Sandra Jo Shirey, Linda Norrie.
Great performance last year. She had to win 1 of 2 last game, the last match, and didn't find too much the first game. Came back with a storm, I mean, the second game, and just crushed her opponent.
Big strike for Brenda. We'll continue with more of the WIBC Queens semifinal action in a moment.
We don't have a vote on lowering New York's car insurance, but we have a voice. Governor Hochul's plan will cut car insurance rates among the highest in the nation, but Albany legislators are trying to block it. So if you're fed up, speak up.
Using my GI Bill taught me I can do anything, and seeing me graduate taught my daughter she can too. VA benefits cover tuition, housing, and supplies. Get what you earn. Visit choose.va.gov.
Frank Oregon, the Secret Service agent? Yeah. You were JFK's favorite agent, the best and the brightest.
Who the hell is this? Crooks to King Frank.
Streaming free all month long on Zumo Play.
Woke up this morning, now watch me step. The week was murder. I'm gonna get rid of the stress. I'm feeling lighter. I'm finally feeling like I can breathe. The night is calling. Tension, gonna blow in the breeze. We're rolling downtown. We're grooving to the sound. We're rolling downtown. The weekend's here.
She was the queen of the outlaws, Her Highness Cat Baloo.
Now streaming on the Free Movies page, only on Zumo Play.
Four pin and that ball left the target, coming up high. Now she can breathe.
I think Leanne's a little bit relieved that she has won the match here. Definitely left of her target, coming up high, leaving a 4-pin. She knows she has an easy spare, but that $50,000 will wait till next match, possibly.
Well, you know, as I said, Rick Ramsey called for one. I was getting a little nervous as to his powers there for a minute. And he covers up the 4-pin. But Brenda Norman, with every match on television getting more comfortable, you can see now 3 in a row for Brenda Norman. It just takes her a few frames to get going, and those frames will be less and less every time she makes the show.
Right. Brenda's a very versatile player. She can change anything that she needs to strike. And, you know, we've seen here, she did start slow. She's done what she has to do to strike. Right now, I mean, she knows she's pretty much out of the match. And, you know, she's just going to go up and make some shots here. But we will definitely be seeing more of Brenda Norman. She's very talented. She's going to be there.
She told us last night, it was cute in the interview. She said, you know, it didn't register until a little earlier today that this was a major. She wasn't even thinking that way. She was just focusing on trying to win her matches, and suddenly found herself square in the runner-up position for a major event.
Roll up.
At 6, and you just saw it, 29 300 games. She's going for 30.
The extension through the shot. Look at the revs in the back. Watch the rack just open right up. That is what you love to see. She knew it was there.
Leanne Barrett now leading by 50 pins with 4 frames left. And again, this is the second championship match. This is for all the marbles, all the jewels.
And the crown.
The crown.
And it's always fun. You know, I'll tell you,
fun.
when I won in 96, I didn't want to take it off.
No, I wore mine out for dinner. Yeah, I did.
Right on.
Tough break for Leanne, 3-6-7-10. She's going to probably go for this, don't you? Think she'll go for this, Lisa?
I think she'll go for it. I mean, this spare is not unusual to Leanne Barrett. She leaves this quite often with the amount of hook that she does put on the ball. Well, so she knows where to stand. She knows how to make it. She's going to get the ball to the right of the 3-pin. She's going to send the 3-pin over into the 7. You can't make it hitting left of the 3-pin. So she knows she's got to get it to the right.
Got it.
Just like that. Great spare by Leanne Barrett. She leads in this match. One of these ladies will wear the tiara home tonight. Stay with us for the conclusion. Yeah, 10 pin, but in the pocket, just trying to execute, make good shots. Dee Davidson, the best she could shoot at this point would be 216. Covers that spare. 206 in the 8th for Leanne Barrett. She's only going to need to basically knock down one pin in the 10th if Dee Davidson strikes out.
Well, we saw Leanne look over at the scoreboard. She wants to make sure that she doesn't need too much.
What a great week for Dee. Lisa, she made another ball change here.
Well, trying about everything that she can right now just to see possibly if she missed something there in the 2 games that she has bowled. But I have a feeling that what she did miss maybe was just the speed that she has been putting on the ball during the week. She hasn't been quite as aggressive with the shot as she has been during her matches.
All right, she was throwing pretty hard all week. And if you're planning to travel to the Queens, Dee finishing up in 2nd, $10,300 plus the money for winning matches. If you're going to travel to the Queens or Nationals next year, make sure you contact Omega Travel. That's the official travel agency for WIBC. You can reach them on the internet at www.megahousing.com/WIBC. 7-pin, boy, it just, again, just like Dana, this is not what we saw all week from these players. Dee just trying to get out of the way. Well, the week started off bad, and she said good things happened. She lost her car keys, couldn't get her bowling ball out, so she couldn't come to practice session. She said, you know, when they start bad, good things always happen. So she led the event, but now finishing bad for Dee.
Well, finishing 2nd is definitely not a bad thing to have happen to you in the Queens tournament.
Leanne Barrett wins her first major title. She defeats Dee Davidson. We'll have the crowning of Leanne in a moment. Trying to get this hooked on so we can see.
Great.
Oh, love it.
Brand new pendant, the very first one. And the trophy. And this is really heavy.
Can I just touch it and you set it back down?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay, and with the beautiful tiara and the check, Roseanne Kuhn, Executive Director of WIBC.
Where are we going?
My head's probably too big.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Roseanne.
Thank you.
And of course, $20,000.
And I've never won a major tournament before, and I'm very proud to win it here in Indianapolis. And I would like to thank Dell for helping me this week, and Randy Stoughton from Ebonite for drilling me that ball. I couldn't have done it without him. I just want to thank you guys.